Hey friends, Dave here. Welcome back to the channel for another video. If you're new, there is a Discord link down below in the description for our Discord community where we discuss stocks, investing, share our research and ideas. It's a great place to come hang out and try and get some new investing ideas. There's also a link to my Twitter down below, and if you could consider hitting those like and subscribe buttons. Of course, it always helps out the channel a lot. So for today, what we're doing is just a super casual, quick discussion video where I'm going to update you on what's been going on with my portfolio. We're just going to discuss the overall markets, where I see it and where I think it might be going. And I also really want to hear from you on all these things I'm discussing. I'd also love to hear about any moves you might have made in your portfolio over the past couple weeks. I'll share what I've done recently, which isn't too much, but I did make one trade, and just get into a bit of a discussion. So with that, let's head over to the discussion. Starting off as always with Rocket Lab here, my kind of biggest stock that I'm into right now. We can see we've had an absolutely outstanding month. We've gone from under $4 a share, probably about 3.8, to over 7. We've kind of pulled back a little bit, but we were over 7 there for a little while. So absolutely fabulous month. Congratulations to anyone who purchased it down in the 3s or even the 4s, really. I mean, even 5 is a good deal, I think. So maybe if you did any of those purchases, give yourself a pat on the back. I know we've all experienced a ton of red over the past year, so you really have to enjoy these wins when you get them. They have been few and far between lately. Let's hope it continues. Next up, I just wanted to share with you that I did make a small purchase of Rocket Lab back on August 8th, so about a week ago now, maybe a little over a week. It was only 260 shares, and Rocket Lab had already gone up a fair bit, so I was actually averaging up. And the reason I felt okay to do this was because I had to sell a stock in order to buy more Rocket Lab, and that stock had also gone up just as much as Rocket Lab. It had benefited from these overall market conditions. It worked. Trades in a similar kind of tech field, not the same for sure, but it made me feel comfortable that, like, okay, I didn't miss out on these gains. I kind of got the gains in this other company, and now I'm just moving over to Rocket Lab. So pretty small one, but I did bring my total share count to above 6,000 now, and obviously I'm pretty happy with how it's been performed since the purchase. So I mean, it's only been a week and we're already up, probably well over 20%. We had 20% in the one day after the earnings call, which is absolutely amazing. You don't expect that all the time. Just to be honest with you, I didn't expect that kind of a quick move this high, this fast. So, I'm not the oracle here. I don't know what's going to happen for sure. I'm just trying to figure it out like the rest of you guys and share my opinions, and I love to hear yours as well. Helps inform what I think for sure. I do think we've kind of run up a little quick. Maybe we're due for a little bit of a pullback. Hard to say for sure on Rocket Lab. Sometimes stocks can just go on a huge run. We'll have to wait and see. There's a lot of exciting news coming up too, so that can always move the stock one way or another. If we look at my total holdings now, as I said, I'm above 6,000 shares. I'm in 2 separate accounts. I have one cost basis of 3.8. Extremely proud of that cost basis. I think time will show this to be an absolutely amazing bargain when I bought it. The other account has a cost basis of around $5 per share, which I still think is a great deal over the long haul. So if your cost basis is $5, $7, $8, I wouldn't beat yourself up too much about that. I think you're going to do pretty well in the long run, at least in my opinion. Total value now in Rocket Lab stock is $41,077. Really excited to see that grow so quickly. I kind of thought this was going to be a long-term play on Rocket Lab, I'm not going to lie, but we've bought it, and over the course of, just a couple months, we've had a massive move. So fun to see for sure. If it does pull back, I might consider buying more. In terms of the overall portfolio performance, I have had a 30+% month, which is also also absolutely outstanding, probably 36% in 1 month. You don't experience that very often, so happy to see it. Let me know down below in the comments, how well has your portfolio done? Have you outperformed me? Have you underperformed me? Interesting to hear the different positions people have out there and how they do. Now, this equates to a cash value of $173,000 roughly in 1 month, so you definitely can't complain about that. But before we go congratulating ourselves too much, we have to remember that we're still down on the year, still down probably about 16%. So even though this has been an absolutely great month, there's still more to go, and we definitely are still kind of regaining ground that was previously lost. In terms of the overall market, just looking at the Nasdaq here, it's the one I follow most closely, as a lot of the tech stocks are in there. We saw a low of below 11,000 back in early to mid-June, and I feel like this bottom feels a little bit more real than what we had previously. So we had kind of temporary bottoms a little below 13,000 in March, and again in late April. This seems a little bit more real. We've had a bit of a run kind of following a similar channel, so I feel like it could continue. Well, I never claim to know for sure what the markets will do, because nobody knows, and anyone who tells you exactly what's going to happen, there's a good chance they're just overconfident. But to me, this is looking like a little bit more of a real bottoming out than just a bear market rally. But I was interested to hear what you guys thought, so I put out a little poll in the Discord. I didn't get a ton of replies, but what we did get shows that slightly more people think the market's bottomed and we're not going any lower. But we do still have a pretty large contingent who thinks this will be going lower in the future. So overall, markets seem pretty split. Investors seem pretty split on what's going to happen next. Not really too surprising given the state of the market. We do have a lot of news, potentially positive news around inflation coming out lately. We've got freight shipping rates have started to peak, according to new data, as well as Australia saying they're completely done with the large rate hikes. They're now going to go with 25 basis points as opposed to 50, 75, or even 100. We also got June CPI data showing that inflation was cooling a little bit more than expected. In terms of commodity prices, we had a tweet from Elon Musk saying that prices are trending down more than up in terms of the materials and items that Tesla is purchasing to put into its cars. So that's pretty anecdotal, but it's nice to see as well. And then, of course, we've all seen our gasoline prices drop lately, which is very nice because it's been ridiculously expensive for all of us, and I'm sure we've all been noticing it at the pump. In terms of inflation, it did deaccelerate a little bit more than expected as in July as well. This is reflecting lower energy prices and potentially means the Fed may not be as aggressive with future rate hikes. Now we're seeing a lot more talk about perhaps 50 basis points on the next hike instead of another 75. But still a long ways to go until the next Fed meeting, so we'll have to wait and see on that. That's all the data I had to share with you today. Let's head back and do a quick wrap-up. So just a quick one today, guys. I just wanted to share with you what's been going on with my portfolio. I like to check in every couple weeks, tell you guys what kind of trades I've been making, ask what kind of trades you've been making. So I showed you that my last purchase was in Rocket Lab about a week ago. What have you done lately? Are there any other stocks you're interested in that maybe I should check out? Let me know down in the comments below. As for the overall markets, personally, I do think we might have hit bottom here finally after an extremely rough year or so. It's been very painful, but things have been looking up lately. We saw that over the last month, my portfolio has experienced fabulous returns, so I really hope yours has as well. That's it for today. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye.